Coming.
Testing, testing.
Yep, a little closer to your mouth, maybe.
Testing, testing.
Yep, perfect. I'm ready whenever you are.
In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, amen. Father in heaven, we ask your blessing on the game we ask you, Father, to bless each one of us, especially the players, coaches, umpires, and parents. Amen. And now the starting.
Well, as you just heard, we are live from Saint Stadium for the Atlantic Trojans at the St. Albert Saints. Soon to be junior at St. Albert has invited me to be his wingman and cameraman tonight. The great Kellen Underwood is out of town. And so here is Brady Smith as they go through the starting lineups.
For Atlantic, batting second is McKenna Schroeder. Batting third, I missed it. But fourth is Peyton McLaren. And ninth, I guess, is Clara Pell.
Hawkeye 10. The Atlantic Trojans are 13-8, 6-2 in the always tough Hawkeye 10 conference, and they are ranked 13th in the state of Iowa. The Saints last year picked up their first victory that anyone has ever, certainly the first win in the varsity bound era, and the first one that anybody could remember prior to that. So this is an Atlantic program that is absolutely stacked every year. They're extremely well coached by Terry Hensman. He's assisted by Molly O'Hara and Derek Han. We'll go to the anthem, and we'll be right back with Brady and the starting lineups. Big crowd on hand tonight, including future Hall of Fame coaches, Coach Mike Klussman.
Batting first is Kara Hochstein playing catcher. Batting second is third baseman Tessa Clifton. Batting third is starting pitcher Alexis Narmi. Batting fourth is center fielder Caitlin Hendricks. Batting seventh is shortstop Kylie Wisak. And then, batting eighth is Lily Barnes, and batting ninth is Leighton Finnegan.
And this is the group they go with tonight. As we mentioned earlier, Atlantic 13th in the state. Tough every year. Really good in girls track and girls softball. Every single. We are getting word there's a little bit of buffering. We are aware of that. Stick with us. Puts it together on the softball field every single year. Big crowd tonight. Right side of the stadium faces directly into the setting sun night for a ball game, though, Brady.
Yep. Batting second.
If you don't like the camera work tonight, it's my fault. If you are watching from Atlantic tonight, just a reminder, we are StAlbertSportsFan.com. We will try and be fair to both sides. We are definitely homers.
Ball number one. And popped out for another foul ball.
We'll fill you in a little bit about the details behind the scenes of the sport of softball as the night goes along.
And that one's
strike number
out.
3.
Yeah.
Narmi comes into the night, I'm told, with 7.
That was ball 1.
Scoreboard tonight online, too?
Yep.
I am impressed. These youngsters, as you can see on your screen, 2-1, 2 down here, top of the first.
That one's popped up towards left field. In contact with the Saints.
Ball is fair.
And runner will be safe at second with the double.
Army making sure that Wesak and Olivia Gardner are okay after the collision. That was kind of no woman's land.
Swing and a miss for strike 1. Batting is Zoe Kirchhoff.
RBIs, home runs.
Grounded towards third, Tessa Clifton. Gets out number 3 at first base.
Brady, who's coming up for the Saints in the bottom of the first?
Batting first will be Kira Hochstein, followed by Tessa Clifton and Alexis Narmi.
McLaren name, if you are familiar with that. The great ones who were here a few years ago, they were from that Griswold, Atlantic area. Tonight, here's the phone number, 402-639-0788. They're telling us something about our scoreboard online. If there's a way to... Roger, 39-0788.
That one is bunted from Tessa Clifton and dropped at first base, which will be safe for Tessa.
Sacrificing your at-bat for the good of the team. And not only does Clifton get the RBI, she gets on first base. If you want a shout out tonight, we want your name and want to know where you're watching from. We also want to know how the video and the audio sounds.
That's going to be strike number 2. Outside for ball 1. Down low for ball 2. This one's popped up towards left field, first base.
Hendricks, another fine season at the plate. She's headed to Kansas.
Claire Schroeder.
Was that the old announcer's jinx?
Probably. Now batting is Ella Narmi.
Alexis and Els are my daughters.
2. Way outside for ball.
I think you can play 40 games in the state of Iowa in the regular season, and I think they do year after year with state champion winning coach Duncan Patterson.
And that is strike number 3, which will bring us to the end.
Got the official line from Las Vegas tonight on the game. Saints came in 3.5 run, and the prop bet tonight was, will there be an out-of-the-park home run tonight? What do you think?
I think so.
Okay. See? The Army doesn't have a lot of pitches left in that arm, we don't think, so Saints take an abbreviated warm-up about every inning. Brady's working on some tech issues for us, making sure the Wi-Fi is as strong as can be. Need me to go here for a second? Pop-ups. Lexi was strong Friday, but got hit hard Saturday, and little sister Els came in and replaced. Kylie. With various injuries, Narmi Lexi has changed from a bit of a power pitcher to an off-speed pitcher. Brady's got a busy and exciting Saturday coming up we'll talk about here in a little while. There's one thing I'd maybe like to see at Saint Stadium, Brady. It's some nets behind home plate.
Yeah.
And maybe down the lines. One of the godfathers of St. Albert Saints softball in the house tonight, the great Ed Nate. 2-2 remains the count. If we want to know how it looks, how we sound, let us know. You want to shout out, let us know. Ball's hit hard down the right field line to Finnegan. Finnegan makes a very nice play that I did not get on camera. Leighton Finnegan, the freshman. Older sisters played out at Trainer. Brady, let me know when you're ready to start driving again. Gardner in left. She scoops it up and wings it in. It's Olivia Johnson over at second. Liv's first varsity action in the field this season after a knee injury, torn ACL. She had a scary moment. First game of the year. On a hard slide, thought she might have injured the other knee. She made it to work the next day at Krispy Kreme and has been fine ever since.
All right, looks like I got that all figured out.
All right, great. All yours.
Current count is 1-0 with a runner on first and one out. Now batting is Adler Bruce. That one was in the dirt for ball 2. That one's popped up towards Caitlin Hendricks in center field, and that one's gone for Adler Bruce. That's a 2-run home run. And that will give the Trojans a 2-1 lead.
Brady would have just made a mint in Vegas. He called the home run tonight.
That one's grounded towards third at Tessa Clifton. And Ellen Army will make the grab at first for out number 2.
Tessa's a recent addition to the Saints sports. And her aunt is head coach Lindsay Daly.
Now batting is Claire Pellet. That one's popped up for a foul ball. Claire Pellet has relation to the St. Albert family with Brody Pellet.
I believe Jay Pellet keeps zooming out on its own.
And that is strike number 3. And another strikeout for Narmi.
So at the end of 1.5, it's the Trojans 2 and the Saints 1. Thought it'd be a really good ball game tonight, and turning out. For those not familiar, those from Atlantic watching tonight that are used to the great production, Brady will be
Olivia Gardner.
Her dad brought his hot rod tonight. Think I can get that on maybe a little bit later.
And quick on base for Gardner.
Liv Gobb with it.
Now batting is Kylie Wisak. And that was a ball dropped by the catcher.
Sorry, folks. But she was safe. Ball was there, but she slid underneath it.
And that's going to be strike 1, 2. It's up high for ball 2, but they have it a strike up there. And safe at first.
Ooh, good wheels, Kylie.
And that's going to tie it up for the Saints.
He's an excellent coach, but Coach Terry Hinsman is intense. Yellow softball into a yellow sun.
Lily Barnes. And she will be followed by Olivia Johnson.
Lily Barnes on her way to the University of Nebraska next year. And I don't want to jinx her, Brady, but she's a player that just...
That one's in the dirt for ball number 1. That is ball number 2. Number 1.
Saint Stadium is surrounded by fans tonight on both sides.
I think that one's inside for ball number 3. And that is going to be strike number 2 for a full count.
Puts the ball in play and moves runners around. Good work, Lily Barnes.
And now batting is Olivia Johnson.
Second baseman Olivia Johnson.
Dad Matt Johnson's a late 80s grad from St. Albert.
Swing and a miss. That's going to be strike 1.
Down at the Hanson house.
That's inside for ball 1.
Joan Army and Chad Hannon in the house tonight. Great St. Albert sports fan volunteers. Joan Army, the owner of St. Albert Sports Fan.
Swing and a miss again for Johnson. That's strike 2. Outside, that's ball 2. 2-2 count.
Beautiful pitch. Tempting on the outside. Could possibly be called a strike.
And that's strike number 3.
Which will turn to the inside to the right-handed batter.
And Kira Hochstein, who had a triple at her first at-bat, back to the top of the order. And that one's hit past shortstop all the way out to the warning track. Sends one home, and Kira will get down to second with Kylie Wisak getting the run, and Saints will take a 3-2 lead.
Kira heading to Wartburg next year to play softball, just like her mom did back in the day. Hochstein with a triple and a double tonight.
Now batting is Tessa Clifton, who had a single at her first at-bat. It's a 2-run home run, and Saints will take a 5-2 lead.
Mom, Aaron, and Dad, Mike, happy campers right there. Clifton, one of those young ladies that works really hard behind the scenes. Game tonight?
Yeah. Saints with a hot start.
Again, Atlantic is ranked in 3A.
Now batting is Alexis Narmi.
Future Hall of Fame coach Dick.
And that's going to be out at first. For out number 2. Or that was out number 3. I missed one, I guess.
Big half inning for the Saints. They get 4 and now lead 5-2 after 2. So we go to the top of 3, Brady.
With Dylan Ball.
Able to finish the season the year before with just enough varsity players. Assisted by longtime assistant coach and friend, Coach Hochstein. Kira started the year at first and has moved to behind the plate. And here's St. Albert Jr. to be Brady Smith with the action here in the top of the 3rd.
This is actually the bottom of the order with Riley Woods.
Now batting for the Trojans, bringing up the top of the order.
Yeah. That one's popped up in foul territory in right field and misses the catch, but that will be strike 1. Through the legs at shortstop, and Riley Woods will be safe at first.
Think they put a bunt down here, Brady?
I wouldn't be surprised. Now batting is Makeda Schroeder. That one's going to be foul, though, on the bunt.
Brady, I came down with a cold today.
0-2 count in favor of the Saints.
Year, 5-3 win.
That was strike 1. Now batting is Lila out at first, but runner will advance to second.
Sorry, folks, I was lacking on my camera duty there. Tournament in Okoboji this weekend for soccer.
That one's popped up to Kylie Wiesack, and she'll make the grab for out number 3. And it'll bring the Saints on for the bottom half of the...
As they lead 5-2, going to the bottom of 3. Brady, tell us about your exciting big day coming up on Saturday.
Oh, yeah. Going to the NASCAR Xfinity Series race for the first time in, I think, about 7 years at Iowa Speedway.
Novices at home, or like myself, tell us a little bit about Xfinity. How's it different from NASCAR?
I would say it's the minor leagues of NASCAR.
Okay.
But you still have guys that make careers in it. NASCAR Cup Series.
And as a hardcore racing fan, do you have a couple of favorites that you're looking to watch on Saturday?
Yeah, my favorites I'd say are Parker Retzlaff and Shane Van Gisbergen from New Zealand. Is a younger guy, and I think Shane is probably mid-30s.
Are they having a big concert there Saturday night as well?
I think so. I don't know if I'll be in attendance for that.
St. Albert grad.
Rounds outside for ball 1. And that one's smoked to center field. Hits the wall. And Hendricks going for 2. She'll be
Close. Almost had one. In this heat, the ball is flying tonight. Both
down low. That's ball 1.
If you're wondering, her official name is Ella, but her father calls her Els. Longtime St. Albert supporters Jerry and Nancy Seifers in the house tonight.
Swing and a miss. That is
Oh boy.
that's down low for ball 3. Makes it a full count. And that one is popped up towards right field. Right fielder will make the grab. Hendricks will stay on second. That is out number 1.
Liv's the left fielder that stands right in front of us. She's on her way to the University of Iowa next year and has already been accepted into the nursing program.
The strike 1 on the first pitch.
Last year at Atlantic, she
1-1 count. And that one's going to be a foul ball.
Charlie and Army, Brady Smith on the broadcast tonight. We have a question from one of our loyal listeners tonight wanting to know if the girls hit it harder now than they did in the late 80s, early 90s. And I would say off the bat a little faster than it used to.
They're
Good work by Gardner to hang tough here, Brady.
Yeah, long at bat. Hendricks going to third. She'll be safe. And that's ball number 3.
Really good heads up running by the senior, Caitlin Hendricks. Her and coach having a laugh about it after the fact.
Strike number 3 for out number 2.
Now at the plate for the St.
That one's grounded towards the pitcher. They're going to call it safe at first, and she'll get another RBI.
Wesex always had terrific speed. Here to study physical therapy.
And that puts the Saints up 6-2. That was strike 1. That one's in the dirt.
They might appeal
ball
if
1.
she's.
They're going to call it no swing, and it will stay ball 1. And that's swing and a miss. That is strikeout number 3 for Riley Wood. and brings an end to from Kylie Wiesack.
Saints have scored in the state again. Atlantic ranked 13th in the state. Saints 3-8 after a sluggish start. Army's traditional one-pitch warm-up.
Batting first for the Trojans will be Jillian Satoff.
You think we could get Olivia to turn around and wave and say hi to the crowd? Maybe.
Leading off the top of the fourth for the Trojans, first baseman Julia Statoff.
That one's grounded towards Tessa Clifton at third. Safe at first.
Hey, here's the great Jerry Sievers.
Now batting for the Trojans will be Peyton McClaren for strike one. Up towards the outfield wall again. It's going to stay in play. Runner's going to stay at second and third. That one's a double. Now batting is Adler Bruce, who I believe had a big hit. Or maybe she was the one with the home run last time. It might have been her, actually. I think it was. That one's popped out for a foul ball. Runners on second and third. 0 outs. That one's up high for ball one. 1-1 count. That one's popped up towards Kylie Wiesack at shortstop. She'll make the grab for out number one, and runners will stay.
Now batting, playing third base.
Now batting is Claire Schroeder. That first one was a ball.
Yeah, I was going to say I've never heard a bad word spoken about.
That one's grounded towards shortstop, but it will get through. Runner goes home. And then runners will be safe at first and second. Or first and third. And Atlantic will make it a 3-6 game.
Sorry about that. I got a little distracted by great Jerry Sievers now saying hello to my mother who just showed up. Candy and Army in the house. All the stars showing tonight, Brady. Coach Wettengale, Coach Lance, Coach Klussman, Chad Hannon, Joe Narmy, Jim and Sonia Mortensen, stud bowling coach Justin Peckney.
That is strike one. Runner will advance to second.
Who evidently Coach Peckney just learned tonight that Olivia Gardner, his all-state bowling lady, is left-handed.
That one's bunted. Runners will stay everywhere and bases will be loaded.
Excellent bunt and no woman's land. Not much you can do with that one.
And back to the top of the order, it is Riley Wood, who had a single her last at-bat.
10 and 5 years ago, did you ever think you'd see a crowd like this at Saint Stadium?
That one's up high. That's ball one. Down low for ball 2. That's ball number 3, 3-0 count.
I think Narmi thought she got one there.
That is going to be strike 1. 3-1 count. And that one is hit towards center field. Hendricks will pick it up off the bounce, and runner will get safe at home. Which will make it a 4-6 game in favor of the Saints. Mound visit for Narmi.
Never asked what they talk about out there. Maybe reminding her of where this Atlantic player hit the ball last time.
Now batting will be McKenna Schroeder.
Now batting for the Trojans, right fielder McKenna Schroeder.
And that one's popped up towards second base, Olivia Johnson. She'll make the grab, and runners will stay.
Nice grab by Johnson there.
That is out number 2.
Johnson lives 2 doors up from co-founder of StAlbertSportsFan.com, Vince Rue.
Now batting is Lilia Wiederstein. Strike 1.
Looked a little high from out here, but we'll take it.
That one's grounded to a foul ball. That's strike 2.
Clifton had the 2-run bomb earlier.
That one's grounded to pitcher Lexi Narmi. And runner will get home, and everyone else will stay.
Tried to field that before she had it.
That makes it a 1-run game. Saints lead 6-5.
Now at the plate, Zoe Kirchhoff.
Now batting is Zoe Kirchhoff. That one swung towards left field. That will be a foul ball.
St. Albert Sports Fan co-owner Joe Narmi with his infamous "Let's Go" chant. It's something.
That one's popped up towards second baseman Olivia Johnson, and she will make another grab for out number 3, which ends the top half of the 3rd. That was a 3-run inning for the Trojans, which brings it within 1 run.
Here's Michaela Markle, who started the year in the starting lineup for the Saints. I don't know if you'll find a harder worker than young Michaela Markle. Had never caught before and knew the Saints needed a catcher, so she worked on her skills catching in the offseason, and give her all the credit in the world. There's Katie Salvo. Katie's hit a couple of homers in JV this year. Might someday, along with young Roslanek, break that discus and shot record that were just set a few years ago by Miss Allman.
Batting first for the Saints will be Olivia Johnson.
Check the call-in line here. Again, the number tonight is 402-639-0788. 402-639-0788. Even if you're from Atlantic, love to hear from you. Maybe you could make the ball game tonight, had to work. Maybe you're an aunt, a grandma, a grandpa watching from afar. Thanks for joining us. Just let us know who you are and where you're watching from tonight. One more time, that number is 402-639-0788. Don't call us, just text us.
Saints second baseman Olivia Johnson.
Johnson hits it towards left field. Missed catch. That one gets out to the wall. Johnson going for 2. And she will stay. She'll stay at second. Had a couple nice at the top of the order. It's Kira Hochstein.
She's had a triple and a double tonight. And I think Coach Hinsman is reminding them of that. But Brady does have a second great pitcher. He might be making that call right now. Important part of the thing I enjoy about the broadcast, Brady, you can actually see things from this side. You can't behind the plate. So we zoom in on the Saints bench, and they've got buckets.
Kira Hochstein with a triple and a double. Still looking for a single and a home run.
Ooh, the cycle.
Now batting for the Saints, catcher Kira Hochstein.
We're going to leave. That is respect. And great coaching. First base is open. Don't let her hurt you.
Now batting is Tessa Clifton, who had a home run last at bat.
Thank you. When they're clicking, might be the most dangerous lineup in Saints history.
Outside for ball 1.
Give credit to
Strike number
Ooh,
2.
boy, that looked a little very, very good.
Swings and misses. That's strike number 3.
Looked like a fastball. That was a fast changeup.
Now to play for the Saints, pitcher Alexis Narby.
That is the 4th strikeout for Riley Wood. Now batting Alexis Narmi. And fouls for strike 2.
Beautiful changeup. Again, the zoom out is not our fault. The camera just keeps automatically zooming out. So I apologize if you're getting seasick at home.
That one's down low and outside for ball 1.
Really good pitch. Tempting, just off the plate.
That one swung into the gap in left center field. Johnson goes home, slides to be safe. RBI single from Narmi. And that gives the Saints a 7-5 lead.
Great response from the Saints. They've now scored in every inning. And after Atlantic puts 3 up in the top of the 4th, exactly what St. Albert needed. Narmi not exactly known for her speed, nicknamed Flash. We'll get the courtesy runner in.
Lexi Darrington, the courtesy runner. Now batting is Caitlin Hendricks, who had a double last at bat. That one's grounded towards shortstop and dropped. All runners will be safe. That loads the bases.
Another hit for Hendricks.
One out with bases loaded.
See if little Narmi can help big sister here and the team.
In the dirt for ball 1, and Kira will get home, and all other runners will advance.
Kira Hochstein, one of the savviest base runners in Saints history, set the school record in steals last season in just her first season with the Saints.
That gives the Saints an 8-5 lead.
If you've got the over 13.5, you're sitting pretty right now.
That's strike number 2.
Army doesn't like it. I think it was the right call.
In the dirt for ball 2, 2-2 count.
Got to have confidence with not only your pitcher but your catcher to throw that pitch with a runner on third. The pass ball just scored one. Now you'll see the catcher come out. That is good softball, baseball. That caught the umpire not in a good spot. So good catcher will always come out and talk to their team. And you're giving your buddy behind the plate a little break. You see it all the time in baseball and softball. And the umpires always appreciate it.
Two count, 1 out, and runners on second and third. Ball will get down. Runners safe at second and third. And then Hendricks goes home, and that will be a 2-run double for the Saints.
That is beautiful softball. Takes a single, gets the second, and on the overthrow, the Saints are aggressive and score. Great work by Caitlin Hendricks there after the good hit by Narmi.
And that gives the Saints a 10-5 lead.
Brady, safe to say I think this is the Saints team that the faithful were expecting this year.
Now batting is Olivia Gardner, who will get out at first, but Narmi advances to third. That's only the second out.
Ella is not very tall. You can see Coach Daly's really not very tall. Those are bubble braids, I've learned, Brady, that Els is wearing.
Now batting is Kylie Wiesack. That's high for ball 1. She's had an RBI both her at-bats and has a shot at another one.
A blazing hot night has turned into a pretty good night now that the sun is behind the trees. Mid-80s, 0 wind.
in the dirt. That's ball 2. Narmi will stay at third.
Probably wisely so.
First, which will bring an end to the inning. Saints lead 10-5. With a 4-run inning.
There's Coach Hochstein. Hochstein. Year 5, I'm still not sure. And Brady, I've learned this with young ladies. Lord only knows what they're talking about.
Yeah. So Ellen Army will make the change and start pitching in the top of the 5th inning. And Alexis Narmi will make the switch to first base.
.2020 versus Trainer district game that the Saints won. Might be close, but I think this might top it. Senior and sophomore there with fellow senior. All right, Brady, here we go. Saints leading 10-5, top of 5, 9 outs.
First baseman Julia Satoff.
The Mazzellas are watching from home tonight. Allie Mazzella, member of this team, but after a surgery, cannot be at the ballpark. And so Allie and the rest of the Mazzellas are watching from home tonight. Thanks for tuning in, and good luck, and get healthy soon, Allie.
This is Jillian Sadoff.
Also, shout out to Chris and Julie Hughes and their family tonight, watching from their home in Forest Glen, inside with the air conditioning.
That one's grounded to third. Tessa Clifton makes the throw to first and out at first. That was Alexis Narmi making the catch after her switch to first base.
At the dish. Home plate was 100 and some years ago a dish.
That one is fouled for strike 1.
A plate, to be exact.
This is that is strike number 2.
A little change up from Els there. Brady, you think your dad's watching tonight, or you think he's on a walk or maybe fishing?
He's probably watching. He might make a journey out to the streets to walk. That one was popped to a foul ball.
Dad Jason, one of those great servant employees, as I like to call him, school teacher. Mom is as well, correct?
Yep.
She teach summer school?
Yes, she does.
Always working.
That one is in the dirt for ball 1. Swung at, finds the gap by second base. Johnson will pick it up and take it back to Ellen Army. Runner will be safe at first.
A lot of hits tonight, but in high-level softball, whether it's high school or club, these ladies can hit the ball. Traditionally, these games have been varsity doubleheaders.
Now batting is Adler Bruce, dropped, and runner will advance to second.
But St. Albert Activities Director, Mr. Dave Plendel, knew we needed more JV games. And I think it's just also better to not always play doubleheaders. So a lot of JV varsity. So even though we were Atlantic last year for doubleheader, we'll be out there again.
Inside again for ball 3.
Els doesn't throw as many strikes as Alexis, but I think at this stage might throw a little bit harder.
They're going to call that one ball 4.
That one might have been in there. Not sure if it matters, though, with first base open. Brings up a potential double play ball. But that being said, you got to keep the ball in the ballpark. Atlantic is dangerous.
Third baseman Claire Schroeder.
Claire Schroeder bunts it. Almost.
They're saying that she's out. They're going to call infield fly because first was occupied.
So that brings out number 2.
So infield fly, batters out at first. First base was occupied, and the reason they do that is that way the fielder can't act like she's going to catch it, not catch it, and then get a double play. Frankly, a bit of a gift there for the Saints, but they'll take it.
Now batting is Claire Pellet. That one's inside for ball 2.
Hell's out there thinking, well, my sister got that call. Why aren't I?
That one swung at and foul ball.
I will say this as the dad of the pitchers. We've always taught them the umpire is always right. Nothing you can do about it, so throw the next pitch.
2-1 count, 2 outs, and runners on second and third. That one's a foul ball. That one's hit towards shortstop. That's Kylie Wiesack making the grab for out number 3.
Brady, safe to say that inning could have been worse for the Saints.
Yeah, we're leaving runners on second and third with a nice save.
A lot worse.
And Saints will keep the lead at 10-5 after the top of the 5th.
There's Chad Hannon, the boss of the family, Lindsay. St. Albert Sports Fan owner, Joe Narmy. Grandpa Kroll down in the background. Coach Hendricks and Coach Lance. Kira's grandma. If you're ever wondering where the bathrooms are here at St. Stadium, they're heading that way. And the Acasio Family Business and Science Center. Again, it's 10-5. Here as we go to the bottom of 6. Brady, the millions of adoring fans at home want to know where the great Smith family vacation is this summer. You guys are known to travel to national parks each summer. Parents are school teachers. Got a couple weeks off late July. Where are we heading to this year?
The least visited national park called Isle Royal, which is in Lake Michigan.
Oh, you guys are going to the upper UP.
Yep.
Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Is that the one where cars are not allowed?
Yep. And then no cell service.
Ooh. How you going to handle that? Teenager, no cell service? You good with that?
I think I'll be good.
Okay.
Designated player Lily Barnes.
Lily Barnes to bat. That's strike 1.
If you're not aware, Lily's mom is Count's Bluffs dentist, Dr. Cardenzania, over there by Fairway.
Swings at a low pitch. That's strike 2.
And her cousin is the lead singer of Slipknot. Bet you didn't know that.
I was just talking to Father Max, and he said Slipknot is one of his favorite bands.
Really?
Yeah. That is
must
strike number 3.
Say I'm kind of I fashion myself as a music aficionado. I'm not sure I would know a Slipknot song if I heard it.
Second baseman, Olivia Johnson.
Yeah. Barnes' cousin is the lead singer of Slipknot. Yes.
Johnson up to bat. Strike 1. That was Riley Wood's 5th strikeout. Swings at strike 2. And swing and a miss for strike 3, and that is the 6th strikeout for Riley Wood.
There's the wonderful Matt and Wendy Sheffield family checking in tonight. A wonderful visit to Dairy Chef. And tuning in on their way home. And how about that for respect once again? We're going to go ahead and intentionally walk Kira. She's got a triple, a double, and 2 intentional walks on the night.
Baseman Tessa Clifton.
What's about is Tessa Clifton,
Who has
2 RBIs.
the 2-run homer tonight. That's gutsy.
Gonna call out at
Yep.
second, and that is out number 3.
Got her.
Brings an end to the 5th inning. Saints up 10-5.
First inning the Saints have not scored in tonight. They still hold a 10-5 lead as we go to the top of the 6th. 6 outs left for the Trojans. Back in the day, they were known as the Trojanettes. Baseball team in the house tonight. There's St. Albert great bowler Evan White on his way to St. Ambrose next year to bowl and play golf. The Mans family. Joe Stewart, John Hughes, Graham Meether. Oh, there's Noah Narmi. Hawk 10 Sophomore Tennis Player of the Year.
Ellen Army back in the circle for the 6th inning after making his switch last inning with Alexis Narmi.
95 graduate Dan Daly, husband of Coach Lindsay Daly. Every time I hear this song, Brady, I think of the movie Dazed and Confused. A little slow ride. All right, all right, all right. You seen that?
No.
You might be a little young for that. I can't necessarily recommend that. Check with your father and your mother. One of Ben Affleck's first big roles, along with Matthew McConaughey. Excuse me.
Up to bat first is pitcher Riley Wood, who had a single and an RBI earlier.
So Saints waiting to warm up here. This is big if Hochstein can't go. She's had medical issues, won't say what, throughout her career. I'll tell you this, she's tough as nails. She's going to give it a go here behind the plate.
Leading off the top of the 6th for the Trojans, their leadoff hitter, pitcher Riley Wood.
Riley Wood, a single and an RBI. And grounds that one to first. That's Alexis Narmi, who will make the grab and tag the base for out number 1.
Oh, Big Sister Lighting Litter System. One I hope to not be a part of.
Now batting is McKenna Schroeder, who will ground that one to third. Tessa Clifton, and makes the throw to first for out number 2.
What a play by Clifton.
That's 2 quick outs for the Saints.
Won't see a more humble player than Clifton. Boy, what a great addition for the Saints this year.
Now batting is Lila Whiterstein. That gets called strike 1.
So you see this a lot in baseball and softball. You're down to 4 outs. A lot of coaches will say, take a strike. You need to see a strike first before you swing. I think that's what happened there.
And swings that one towards Olivia Johnson, who will make another nice grab for out number 3.
Johnson on fire tonight. Saints go to the bottom of 6, leading 10-5 against state-ranked Atlantic. And good to see Hochstein smile as she ends the inning there, and probably very thankful, Brady, for a quick inning.
Yeah.
So let's get back to the vacation. Heading to the UP, Upper Peninsula of Michigan. How many state parks will this make for your family?
Oh, I have no clue. Probably.
You think you're in the 40s, maybe 50?
I think closer to 20.
20? Wow, I think it's way up. Can I take the over on that? Bring any cash? Can we check with Pops?
I'm sure he knows.
Dad, Jason, if you're watching tonight, how many state parks, national parks, have you taken your kids to? For those wondering, Saints fans play a little numbers game. You buy into the pot. Tonight they knew it was a big game, big crowd, so it was a $10 per person pot. You get a random number between 0 and 9. If the final score, the last number of the final combined score ends on your number, you win the pot. The Saints, they get a number generated. They do not know the number until after the game, but if the number hits on their number, the money is donated to the program for the Ice Cream Fund. Brady, did you get a number tonight?
I did.
What number are you?
8.
8. So if it's, say, 13-5, that's 18. That's 8.
That one's grounded towards right field. They're going to call Clifton out at first.
Well, you can replay it at home. We can't replay it here. Awfully close, but a really heads-up play by the Atlantic right fielder.
Now batting is Alexis Nurmi.
And the Saints do not buy their number. They are just given a number for the record.
Alexis Nurmi had a single RBI last at-bat. Inside for ball 1. Swung towards left field. Left fielder will keep it down, and Nurmi will get to first and stay there.
Wisely. She'll get her courtesy runner. So in high school, baseball, softball, you get a courtesy runner, normally for the catcher and the pitcher. All they do is run. And the pitcher or the catcher can come back in the game as normal.
Now batting is Caitlin Hendricks.
Got a good feeling about Hendricks this at bat. So Markle's the courtesy runner. Hendricks has had a fabulous season, hitting over 400 again.
She has 2 hits tonight with a double and a triple. That's strike 1. Up high for ball 1.
Brady, for the record, will be 27 national parks
I was in
After
the
your-
20s.
after your visit this summer, so you were pretty darn close.
That one's hit towards left field, but will be a foul ball.
Oh, there's Will Beiske. Will's heading to Holy Cross next year in hopes of eventually getting into Notre Dame.
That one's popped up to a foul ball. That one's smoked towards center field. Missed by the center fielder. Another double for Hendricks. She's 3 for 4 at bats tonight.
Again, another really hard down at OSA. The old Pusey school down by LPLs with the Lusgraphs. Great place to pitch and hit in the wintertime.
That's strike 1. Ellen Army up to bat. She had an RBI double last at bat. Outside for ball 1. Up high, that's ball 2. Strike number 2. That's up high, makes it a full count. Riley Woods pitched all 6 innings so far and has 6 strikeouts.
Home tomorrow night against Fremont Mills. The Saints will play Lewis Central Thursday in a varsity doubleheader. First game of the year was canceled as both teams were playing in regional soccer. The Falcons will have JV varsity at home Thursday against Lewis Central. Just force the throw. You never know what can happen.
Now at the plate for the Saints, left fielder Olivia Gardner.
Olivia Gardner up to bat. Saints with runners on second and third. That one's going to be called foul.
Foul, hit her in the box. If it hits her out of the box, she's out. Marco looking to be aggressive there at third for a possible pass ball, although it's really shallow behind home plate here. Beautifully manicured Saint Stadium by Kirk Campbell.
One-two count. And they're going to call that one strike number 3, which brings an end to the 6th inning and brings us to the final 7th inning.
3 outs left for the Trojans, trailing 10-5. Brady, what's on tap tomorrow? You back here volunteering at school picking weeds?
Yep. Probably taking a rest day for running tomorrow.
Tell us about your weed project.
Flowers, but we're way overgrown. So we've taken a lot of those out. We're going to put some mulch down to make it look nicer.
That's a wonderful project. St. Albert Campus Ministry Leader. This is Cindy Osman. Saints need to finish this off, Brady. They need a couple of nice wins with districts being released just less than 2 weeks.
That one's a swing and a miss for strike.
By Ells. She's got what I would call late delivery. You don't see it until late. Stays close to her hip. So it's not that she throws especially hard. You just don't see it until late.
Up to bat is Zoe Kirchhoff. That one's popped up towards shortstop. Kylie Wiesack will make the grab.
Nice play by Wiesack. That's an important first out. Kirchhoff's the real deal.
Saints need 2 more outs to end this game.
Up next for the Trojans, Jillian Satoff.
Up to bat is Jillian Sadoff. That one's a swing and a miss for strike 1.
So last inning, it looked like the Trojans were taking first pitch. Now it looks like they're swinging first pitch. Atlantic is a softball powerhouse every single year. What are they in the conference this year, Brady? 6-1?
8-2.
I was halfway close. Horseshoes and hand grenades.
That one's fouled.
One out away from the first victory ever by the Saints against Atlantic on their home field.
This is Peyton McLaren, who's had a home run so far in this game, along with a double and a single. Looks at ball 1.
Likely related somehow to Sydney and Kale McLaren, who are wonderful additions to the St. Albert family. Kale was an academic All-American wrestler this last year in college over at Cornell. Sydney was also all-academic in her time at Buena Vista playing volleyball.
That's ball number 3.
Army's gotten to a couple of 3-0 counts tonight. My guess is she remembers the 2-run or the homer earlier.
And
Well
that's
done,
gonna be
intentional walk. Do you agree?
I think so. Dangerous hitter.
Now batting for the Trojans, left fielder Adler Bruce.
Adler Bruce batting.
Saints just need one. Need to start throwing strikes here.
That was ball 1. That's going to be strike 1.
Aggressive throw from Hochstein down to first. Good backup by Finnegan over in right.
Fouled for strike 2. Narmi with a chance to end the game with a strikeout. And that's fouled.
Saints look terrific in their home whites that were new last year. Pinstripes now have green and yellow pinstripes to match for away uniforms.
Going at second. So runner will advance, so that's the second ball. 2-2 count. 2 outs and runner on second.
Saints trying to make this interesting.
That one's grounded to second, Olivia Johnson, who will end the game at first base.
Saints get their first ever home victory against the Atlantic Trojans, state ranked 13th in 3A.
A Hawkeye 10 matchup that drops the Trojans to 8-3 in the conference and gives the Saints their second conference win.
The year of the Saints continues.
Big hits for the Saints, big hitters for the Saints. You had Caitlin Hendricks with 2 doubles and a triple. Alexis Narmi with an RBI. Kylie Wiesack with 2 RBIs. Tessa Clifton with an RBI and a home run. Olivia Johnson with a double. Kira Hochstein with 1 RBI, and then Ellen Army with 1 RBI also.
Cooper Sims in the middle there, team manager for the Saints. I want to say thank you to Brady Smith. Kellen Underwood is normally here. I'm filling in for him tonight. These two are volunteers. They're here an hour before the games, setting up, doing all the tech work. They've got to break now a number of baseball and softball games, so thank you very, very much, Brady. Have a great weekend as well. You want to sign us off?
Yep. That Saints win 10-5 in a conference matchup. I think I might be back tomorrow night for baseball, and hopefully we'll be back tomorrow night.